how we look is like how we represent ourselves. It's not fun, but it's just like being honest. Like if I rated myself 1 to 10, I give myself a 5. I think I'm normal looking. And I just think it's based on my results. I think if I was an 8, 9, or 10, I would have had modeling contracts because people in the top 20% of beauty, they get modeling contracts.
What is beauty?
So what is beauty? I mean, there's a lot of things. Like if you can go online and have people rate your pictures and they rank you 1 to 10.
That's wild.
And so you can get a lot of data that says how attractive you are in society. And men will rate you, women will rate you like every day.
My name is Antoine Phoenix, and this is my RP experience. Peace and love to my brothers and sisters out there. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribe, and sharing, and turn on all notifications so you know when I have a whole new video up. Today's video is going to be about what SUV is. I'm pretty sure you guys that is in the man space, you definitely know. You people that are new here, and I'm pretty sure this term was coined in the US. I recently watched a video of I think Coach Greg Adams was talking about it, but I have a video about that by Replicant Fish that was also talking about that, and I loved his take. So I'm going to react to his video, and I have some things to talk about. Now, this is why I kind of understand why women have become how they have become. But even though I understand, I sympathize with that. Most of you know, I do not believe in extremes. You have to find that middle ground. Some things you can be extreme with, like being there should be no one out here harming children. That is extreme. Like there's no type of thing that they should be being exposed to adult stuff. So that is like a no-go. So there are some things that's like extreme, but most nuances that is in most people's lives, especially with dating, preferences, and things like that, there has to be some balance there, because when you go to extremes, a lot of times I think you can miss potential mates for you. But at the same time, both people have to stop doing it, both the men and the women. And anyway, let's get to this video right now, and then you will understand what I'm trying to say.
SMV. She has to be pretty or has to be an independent woman.
I had no choice.
What I mean is, a good-looking woman can have access to money in other ways. However, a woman that lacks appeal to a lot of men, well, she would have less options.
That I'm not pretty enough for him.
In terms of extra finances, so she has no choice but to be an independent woman.
This is what I want.
So how much does sexual market value play into women's survival, if it does at all?
Abundantly clear to you right now. My desirability will always come into question. I will always go to the headspace of wondering how lovable and fuckable I am because I grew up a fat person.
Damn.
The fluffy girls, them not sexy too.
Interesting. And it's a big thing for a lot of women.
How lovable and fuckable
I am.
Don't you find me attractive?
So much so they deliberately fight against it, because a lot of women, why should they look good for a man? Why should they be sexy for a man?
And
Interesting. Let's let her continue.
who felt completely undesirable my whole life. I hate to come on here in such an emotional state, but it's something that I have to just come to terms with. And feeling a lack of desirability in a world that teaches us that our desirability is the one thing we have to give has put me in situations which I wish I was never in. I have made choices from the feeling of lack of desirability that I wish I could take away with every fiber of my being. I've been a version of myself that has been so small and so beaten down and ended up with people who should never have had access to me because I was always searching for the feeling of desirability. The reason why I feel so compelled to be on the internet and just show the complexities of living in a fat body is because I would do anything in my power to make it so nobody ever had to feel this.
But you have to stop feeling that you're undesirable.
Interesting.
Okay, now I understand this. This is why I think the body positive movement came out. It wasn't exactly for men to be forced to accept women for being overweight. It was for women that were overweight, which is a lot in the US, to still feel like they are desirable and beautiful. And of course, because I'm not a woman, I don't know the struggle that it is to lose weight. But as a man, I'm expected to have my life together financially. I'm expected to make certain amounts of money. And as I get older, it's supposed to go up and up. And I used to reject that pressure. I think that's one of the reasons why I did not want to be super successful, because I did not want a woman to pick me because I'm successful. Now, I do want to be successful. I do want to be rich, but for me, not for a woman, not to get women, not for attention, but for me. Plus to see if I can do it, which I believe I can. I just don't know how successful I would be. Now, the thing was, I would know if I was to become successful that, I mean, I'm already paranoid right now as it is, but I know I would not trust any woman to not get with me, get bored, cheat. Yes, is a possibility that I could cheat, but the only way I would cheat is if either it's revenge for her, whereas I know I should just leave. But thing is, though, that's if I don't marry her and don't have kids with her. But that case right there, or if she's not giving it to me. Now, I've never had that issue in any of my relationships. Not to say I would never have that issue though, but I usually did not have that issue. But that's usually the two ways that even good guys or decent guys will step out on a woman if their woman is doing dirt or their woman is being stingy with the punani. And I understand for women, you don't want to just be a F doll. So that's why I don't mind spending time being a little romantic. But usually, like I think Coach Greg Adams is doing a stream right now, it's usually never enough. In the beginning, yes, because maybe she haven't experienced it, but I believe women will always move the goalpost. And if she happens to have a friend that her man is doing more, she's gonna start mentioning like, well, so and so does that for her man, or either I have some guy that's fawning over me at work that's doing things that the man down with is not doing, like listening to me and showering me with attention. So then there's that. But and I know I got a little bit off of what we are talking about with the woman, but I understand why they came up with the body positive movement. I would think maybe for the woman to maybe diet a little bit or either go to the gym. And I understand, I guess for some women, it is hard for you to lose weight. And of course, though, don't lose it for the man, lose it for yourself. But Wait, I have something to add, but I'll do it after.
Lovely woman, making a very good point, being very bold and open with her points.
Nobody ever had to feel this.
Now, as usual, using her as an example because she's brave enough to make the points.
And
Fuckable.
So using her as an example, to the title SMV, sexual market value, she has to be pretty or independent.
I don't need a man.
Now, the point to my earlier statement about pretty women having access to extra money.
Sugar.
What I mean is the obvious. A lot of men with money of various levels would want to date a very good looking woman. A trophy piece, if you will. Many reasons why a man would want a good looking woman.
Oh, you're looking good. Oh, yeah, looking good.
We're men, we get the point, It's a good looking woman. So a good looking woman has access to a wider variety of men because she looks good. She's more fuckable, using her terms. She's more fuckable, let's be honest.
Big heart, fat pum pum.
Yeah.
Spicy.
Yeah, more men want to stick their knob in her.
Disgusting.
Indeed. Interesting. So,
Nobody ever had to feel this.
this woman clearly has access to more men. This woman can afford to live a very lazy, lavish life. Getting ran through, obviously. But a very lazy, lavish life, where all she has to do is continue to look pretty. A few videos back, I mentioned women having sponsors to look like baddies. And by looking like baddies, these women can attract further and other rich or wealthy men. Yeah, but how do some women even get access to one man? To even get access to more? And it's not just about money here. I'm using the point of money and independence for the fact that a lot of women can live lazy lives without working as hard as some women who do not have access to those men.
Rich men want it.
But aside from that as well, aside from the money, she's also mentioned dating men that just didn't treat her well.
and so beaten down and ended up with people who should never have
Had access to me.
So regardless of the money, it's just simply about how certain men treat her, the men she's actually dated. They haven't treated her well.
Nobody ever had to feel this.
Whether they felt she's beneath them or she feels she's beneath them, whatever it is, she feels she's been done wrong.
Always the man's fault.
Anyway, so my point is, a lot of women, not all of them obviously, not all obviously, a lot of women on the internet are just shouting about something they have no choice about.
Dirty, musty, crusty men.
Basically, they have no choice. A lot of women on the internet are waffling about certain points, when simply put, woman, the fact of reality is, you know yourself, even if women want to deny it.
Suck it.
That hot chick right there could be younger than you, but that hot chick right there with a nice body has more value, has more sexual market value to a larger number of men than you here with all of your degrees, but you do not look like her.
Nope.
You've got everything. You don't look like her though.
Nope.
This entire dynamic is why a lot of women date homosexuals.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Now, before you attack me, step back and think about it. Not even saying it to be rude. A lot of women date homosexuals because some women have no choice.
Damn.
She needs to feel like the better one. She has to be independent because can she get a man that's richer than her, makes more money than her, and is willing to take care of her? When a man of that level of earnings, he could just get a better looking woman, which a lot of men just do anyway. My point is, amongst my waffling, sexual market value is a very big thing for women. They can deny all they want to. The wall doesn't exist all they want to. I don't need to look good for a man all they want to. The reality is a lot of women are capping because the deep, dark and harsh reality of it is they know they can't compete. They know they can't compete with other women who look good for no reason, and she has a wider variety of men that want her. Not only men with money, but men that may actually want to treat her better. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Let me step back.
Damn, you savage. This is why sometimes I will react to certain videos because there are some things that I'm hesitant to say, unless if it's something that I feel very passionate about that's happened to me, like a woman hitting me or either being played or how marriage may not be the thing. But with things right here of like looking at how a woman looks and being totally honest with her, yeah, I would be too nice right there. But everything that he said right there is exactly the truth. And as men, we discovered this early with men that are taller, bigger, stronger, make more money. The only thing that always baffles me, though, is when they're picking Pookies and Ray Rays or those hood types of dudes, thugs, gets like babies from dudes left and right. Then they expect a guy like me to pick that up, to take over from there. Oh, hell no. So, I mean, I wouldn't have done that when I was conscious of it. But at that time, I guess if she was pretty enough and she just had one kid, I probably would have got suckered into that or something. But if I know she goes for all those types of men, I'm going to leave her alone. Now, once again, I keep getting off the subject a little bit. With that woman right there, which I understand what she is saying. That is why I believe a lot of women, because women can empathize with other women better than what men can empathize with other men. So this is why I believe women will say we're all beautiful and we're all 10s, because they don't want to put another woman down. Now, I understand why y'all do that, but at the same time, should you lie to her? Should you tell her she's more beautiful than what she is? That's a tough thing, but you can still be honest and not brutal. I usually can find a balance when I'm talking to somebody about something, especially if it's a friend that I know and I'm telling them the truth without totally stepping all over them. Unless they piss me off, then I can be like totally savage myself. But I understand what the woman is saying, but I don't know certain things. Like, I don't know what type of guy she is picking. And this is a clear example of, is she trying to get a Brad Pitt? Is she trying to get a Jason Momoa? Is she trying to get a Rock? Now, some of those men will still smash those types of women and therefore messing that woman's head up, thinking that she can get that type of guy. But she needs to stay in a certain lane for men that want her. And unfortunately, a lot of black men, and I'm not sure she's into black men, like heavier types of women. Now, of course, though, you still gotta be more selective, because some of us can be like the Pookies and Ray Rays, so, and therefore treat you badly. But you need to get a man, because there are men that do like that, but then there are men that don't like that, like me. And to be fair, I've dated and actually fell in love with a woman that was heavier than what I usually go for. Now, she spoiled it for all other women. I will never do that again. It's similar like a woman that dated or was with a broke guy and then got her heart ripped out by that guy, when that's a guy that it was already like, this is not my type, but I'm going to try it anyway because they seem nice enough. And then you start lowering your walls down, and then that person totally destroys you, which it is your fault. But then you are like, you know what? I'm not going to make that mistake again. Whether superficial or not, I'm going to go for a woman that I'm more attracted to. And she will probably be more thinner, more in shape. And once again, she don't have to be like a swimsuit model, or either built like, I'm trying to think. See, I always have Jennifer Lopez come to mind when she was younger, because she had like a petite frame, but she had curves. So, I mean, that's my ideal woman. But otherwise, if she's more on the slender type of thing, and you know, those women can hurt me, but at least with them, I more know what I'm going to get, instead of going with a woman that, you know, I think that's going to be better because she's less attractive, and then I find out otherwise just because. Oh, and this is one other thing I'm going to add to this, but after this video is over.
Damn. Did I say too much?
This is trash AF.
Am I going too far? Let's continue.
It's hard enough being a woman, especially a woman that grew up in the 90s where it seemed like this was at an all-time high. Not to say that previous generations didn't get it really bad, but like, I lived through the Britney Spears era, and we were taught if you weren't fuckable, you had nothing. So desirability is something that keeps coming back into my life. It keeps rearing its ugly head, and I keep facing it and cowarding over how big it feels. Fuckable. I will always go to the headspace of wondering how lovable and
I've never hit stitch so fast in my goddamn life, because this is exactly it. This weekend, I was explaining my body to a random stranger on the internet because my God, dating apps. And he ended up saying, you know what? I am in my Venus de Milo phase. And if that is not the type of woman that you're looking for, if your preference isn't women with soft bellies and thick curves and real bodies, then tell me now, because I don't have the capacity to be disappointed later.
Interesting.
Thick curves.
Wow. That was actually quite deep. And if we're being honest, I mean, she's talking from a deep place of, let's be honest, of her
Experience
and past trauma. She doesn't have the capacity to be disappointed later.
Thick curves. Be disappointed later.
In other words, she doesn't want a man to get close to her. Then when they become intimate, he's like,
thick curves. Fuckable.
Wow. Again, lovely woman, not being rude to her, using her as an example, because obviously a lot of women would feel like this as well.
That you're looking for, if your preference isn't women with soft bellies and thick curves and real bodies, then tell me now, because I don't have the capacity to be disappointed later.
A lot of women don't have the time to balance out being fully both. Some women can. Some women can only be one or the other.
And I was almost in tears at myself that I even have to have this conversation. And now look, I get it. We are all allowed our preference. Your preference doesn't get to make me feel like shit.
I agree. She's totally right with that. And I understand there are men podcasters out here shouting their preferences, and it seems very hurtful and judgmental to women. Just understand, men get the same thing. Even though women are more passive aggressive, it's rare unless it is certain nationalities of women that will straight dismantle you when you come to her, unless if she's having a bad day or she's in a really bad mood, of just saying like, hey, you are too short, get the hell out of my face, or you're black, ugh, I don't like black dudes, or it could be various things. Women will usually not do that particular thing. I'm pretty sure that happens maybe 10 or 5% of the time. However, I am a man that has been blessed with having heard women talk when they get around each other. And the things that you hear them say, they are totally savage. They talk about their boyfriends. They talk about their celebrity crushes. They talk about how trash that falls into the boyfriend or husband thing, how trash he is, how I and I remember my ex-wife told me this. She told me that a girl told her that I gotta go home and lay on my back and let my husband do his thing so that he'll leave me alone. I'm like, what the hell is that? And we was younger then, and a woman was saying that because I think she was working at one of those postal things. So I'm like, look, a woman may not say this to your face, but she's probably saying it behind your back. Okay. So for women out here, yes, that's why with my content, I will rarely ever come on here and straight make fun. Well, I definitely won't make fun of or put a woman down of how she looks or how much she weighs. Now, bear in mind, if a woman comes at me saying something about my height or how much I don't make, or either the car that I'm driving or that I'm not driving right now, or where I live or something like that, then all bets are off, because I am petty and I am a tit for tat person, whether it's good or bad. So if you start being nasty to me, I'm going to be nasty to you.
The last 7 years deprogramming that almond mom diet culture bullshit that I grew up with in the 90s, and I had a total triggering moment this weekend.
You can see why it's a triggering topic in general for women, and you can see why women are very defensive about it, and it does make a lot of women insecure. Her energies, her insecure energies. It would make women insecure because they would deny so much the power of this topic. They would deny it so much because it does make them insecure. Women never want to admit that they value how men value them physically. As I keep saying, the want to be wanted rules everybody.
Fuckable.
It rules men and women slightly differently, the same but slightly differently. This is one way the want to be wanted rules women, their sexual market value. It's enough to drive a lot of women crazy and just make them undateable as well.
Her video nails it. He nails it. I will always, no matter what size I am, always question my desirability, my value, my worth, and my fuckability based on my body shape, because it doesn't look like something that somebody told me it was supposed to. Dating is fucking hard. Give yourself some grace. I love you. You are worthy. You are beautiful. You are gorgeous. You are desirable. Baby, you are fuckable. You go get it. I am here for you. We got this together. And I'm not editing any of that. I'm not doing it over because that's how I feel and I needed to say it. And thank you so much for hearing me out.
Lovely. Honestly, women are lovely at various sizes, ages, and shapes. It's not just the young, hot, fine thing. However, if we're being honest as well, the young, hot, fine thing could be selling burgers and pull a man worth millions. Have a nice day.
Huh. And that's a nice one from Repkin Fish, because he can be kind of brutal sometimes. Hey, brother, have you been watching some of my videos? I mean, I've reacted to some of yours. So if you are, I am honored, you know. But, yeah, practically everything he's saying in there is correct. I understand the woman's point of view. That's one superpower of mine. I can understand women and just not their negative, toxic behaviors, but I can also understand their insecurities and things that they struggle with. I think it's rare that women, well, it's rare that men totally understand as well, but it's very rare for me to see women that totally understands the man perspective. Now there are some, but there are not many. So yeah, I understand what that woman's saying, and yes, y'all can pump yourself up or something. But at the same time, I don't believe in those types of women forcing a man to take them. Whether you have babies and he don't want to be a stepdad or something, that's his right. He don't have to be a stepdad. If he don't want a woman that's like that's 5'4" and 200 pounds or something, that's his right. And that's why I guess I'm joining the guy side now of elevating my status, because while my looks and height does play a factor, uh, my status and money, once that rises, I can have a better selection of women. So women that have passed me over, either I was too nice, or either just not they type, or either I was a little older for them, or either I was too young. Those women, I don't have to get hung up on them, because I can, because of where I'm going, I will have more women available. And plus also always have this thing of running into women that I get along with. We have a connection, but they are in a relationship. And I'm not going to wait for her to break up with that guy, because because in a way, I don't even know the person that I am talking to is really her. Like, okay, like it's her, but I don't know how it is to live with her and be in a relationship with her. And the same thing, she don't know how it is to be in a relationship with me. I mean, I know I have some quirks with me, and I can be something else sometime, but and I think that's why sometimes I tend to get with women that's my opposite. women that's a little bit more upbeat or more bubbly, because while I can be bubbly, I'm usually more low key, more to myself, more I'm in the mood, leave me the hell alone type of thing. So yeah, I see how that happens sometimes. To women out there that's going through that right there, no, you can listen to those women, but just don't get the inflated ego that you think you deserve the moon and stars. Because the same way as I'm not Jason Momoa, I'm not Drake, I understand where I am. So I can't think that I deserve or I am entitled to all this stuff where I'm not on that level. And I think that's where women get that mixed up with that self-love thing. You believe because you woke up and that a man just supposed to take you no matter your weight, no matter your attitude, no matter if you're a good person or not. And no, we don't have to put up with that, really, if we don't want to. What I would advise is women that you are not very attractive, and uh, you know that guys are not going for you as much. Work on your personality and be a much nicer, loving person. And that doesn't always translate, because I know women that are overweight that's just as nasty as some women that are very attractive. So that entitlement thing can go either way. But I do think it's worse when you are unattractive and you are entitled, because I'm looking at you like, really? I like, okay, I'm pretty sure you are getting some guys, because they're guys with low self-esteem and guys that can be manipulated and stuff like that. But the dudes that you really want, they're not gonna be putting up with that shit. So anyway, peace and love to my brothers and sisters out there. I know this video was a little bit longer but I kind of stopped making the real short ones because I'm trying to get my watch time hours up. I'm like halfway there and I have a bit more to go. So thanks for watching the whole video. Have a great day. God bless.
Your man is probably in my fucking DMs, and I could have had him as a body literally last week if I wanted to.
We do not live by your rules, dirty work. Your ego has driven you out of truth. You only played yourself, got no game.